Hey everyone, I previously mentioned that my left Joy-Con has drift and I didn't really want to buy a whole new set for $99. Amazon has this $13 kit that I have used before for this one and it's still going strong. iFixit says it'll take 30 minutes. I saw that as a challenge. Let's see how quickly we can get it done. Now, I have done this once before, so I've got some experience. I am going to follow along with the guide though, just to be safe. I've got this 3-point screwdriver that they provided. One other reason I'm going to try and follow a guide is because last time I lost a spring. I also don't want to involve any flames this time. Okay, step 1 complete in just 1 minute. Record time. Now it wants us to take our handy dandy little thing and go around the edges to pry it open. Next up, disconnecting the battery. Okay. I'm gonna grab a guitar pick. Okie dokie. There is some adhesive, so you're gonna hear some de-stickifying sounds. Remove 3 screws with the Phillips head one. So if you couldn't, if you couldn't see, that one there, focus, is the Y tri-screw. And this one here, it's a little faded, but it's the Phillips head plus shape. I should probably practice the things that I tell you to do. So here's a mat. Wow. And then this board will simply come away. So we're gonna fold it out just because there is a cable, this little cable here that is very fragile. I'm gonna skip disconnecting this one. We're just gonna disconnect this one because it covers this screw that we need to access. Flick this tiny little lever. I don't know if I have the resolution to zoom in and it still be clear, but we're gonna flip that and very gently pull it out like such. And then we are going to move on to what we're here for. First thing that we're gonna wanna do, disconnect it. Same story as before, we're just gonna flick up this thing on the back and that'll disconnect it on the front so we can just pull it through. I am having an idea.
I have an idea!
We're just gonna skip that and then we're gonna pull it out when we take out the whole thing. So, back to the Phillips head. Very, very, very carefully. Okay, I'm gonna put these in their own corner so we don't lose them. And now, this joystick will just come out. You can even push it from the back to get it out. And I'm just gonna be very gentle and pull it out. There we go, and we've pulled it out of this thing as well. Just make sure you're pulling like that way so you don't rip everything off the logic board. This black gasket needs to stay in place. It's like a piece of paper, so just make sure you don't disturb that or lose it. How did I lose a spring last time? Have I lost the spring already? I think I have. Well, anyway, I know for a fact it'll still work from experience. This kit came with 2, so if my right one ever fails again, I have a backup, but we're just gonna pull it out, place it down, and it'll slot in exactly where the previous one went. There we go. And now it's simply a matter of screwing everything down and putting it back together. Okay, I have disturbed the paper. This is what I was worried about. Okay, now that that's locked in, just tighten them up a little bit, but not too much. Give it a test. Feels like a Joy-Con joystick. We're making good time. We can do it in 2/3. I'm confident it'll take less than 7 minutes to get this back together. We lost the other spring. This is the one thing that I didn't want to happen. Do you see the spring? Do you see where it went? I could probably find it on the footage, but I think that I don't care. Yep, okay. It's just gone. Lost forever.
Forever!
Alright, good stuff, Nintendo. You made the Joy-Con pretty easy to repair for an idiot like me. Next up, we're gonna put this back after we return the bumper to its original place. I can't believe it. So the spring normally goes here, but the actual switch, like the button clicky bit, is there, and it still works perfectly fine without it. So we're just gonna move on. Okay, I did do some more fiddling with the ribbon cable just to make sure that it's properly tucked away. And we can now move on to the final step, which is putting this battery back into its socket. You do need to put a bit of force to get it in. Yep, there we go. Pop this cover back on. Actually, let's test first that it actually worked. This is the one thing that everyone should always do when they're deconstructing technology. Test it before you put it all back together. So I'm gonna do this, and it should connect if I've done everything right, but it is not turning on. Well, that's concerning. What have I done wrong? Plugged that back in, plugged that back in. Let's try connecting it with the rails. Okay, so it connected. Let's see if it stays paired. Yep, that works, okay. I'm not sure what that was about, so if it doesn't turn on immediately, try connecting it to the switch. Now, the first rule of screwing things back together, if you're going in a square or any kind of shape, is to do the diagonals first. And just like that, we're done. So, in conclusion, if you're not an idiot like me, and you're not trying to explain your process, you could get this done in well under 25 minutes and have yourself a fully functional joystick. Oh, this is so nice. I missed this. It does definitely feel different, a little stiffer, but that's just because it's new. This one was the same and it's loosened up over time. You have to wear it in. Just to prove that what I did actually worked, we're gonna go into settings. So yeah, as you can see, it is perfectly centered, which is great. Before, it would be like there, it would hover around there. It would literally do this. It would vary how bad it was, but it would always be pushing up. One other thing I forgot to mention is that it comes with these extra screws in case you lose any. Sadly, no springs, as well as these joystick covers that I am never going to use.